Hello, everyone. As most of you now know, in the last update on ClassIn, they made a big change to the calendar on the app. And from the comments I've been seeing from teachers on the Facebook group and in the tech groups on the ClassIn app, nobody seems to like this change. And I will admit, when I first looked at this calendar over here, I was like, what on earth? I do not like this at all. But if you really dig a little bit deeper, you're going to see that not a lot has actually changed. You just have to look at it in a different way. So first, let's just look at the big change, this calendar. One big change teachers don't like is that it's Monday to Sunday rather than starting the week on Sunday, ending on Saturday. I will admit, I don't really like that either. I know in China, they do start the week on Monday. They consider that the first day of the week, so I'm guessing that's why this change was made. So that will take some time for me to get used to, or maybe they will change it back to the way it was if enough people mention that in the tech room or in the tech group. So that's one big change. Also, looking at this, I can change the week up here by clicking the arrow, and you can see the green are the upcoming classes, and I can click on that, and I can edit or delete the class that way, or I can click on old classes, and I cannot edit because the class is already ended, but I can click on it to see all the information from that class. But if you like the old calendar, it's still there. You just have to go over to this tiny little calendar over to the left. So if I click on Monday of next week, it opens this, which is very similar to what the old calendar used to look like. I can still prepare, go into the prep room, open all the materials to save before the class. If I go to my old classes, the old date, again, I click on it. And this is where you can see the playback recording, you can see the teaching report, and the after class evaluation. So that stuff is not gone. Don't worry, it's still there. You just have to click on this tiny little calendar over here rather than clicking on the big calendar over here. Another thing that they added, which I found kind of digging around, I noticed that when I clicked on a date, there was a section that said activities, and I had to ask, what the heck are the activities? That's homework. So any homework activities you send, it will show up on the due date that you selected. I usually don't even select a due date. I just make it no deadline, so mine would not show up, but I did a quick test just to see what it would look like, and it actually is pretty convenient. So if I'm planning for my day on Monday, which is tomorrow, I can now see all my classes, I can prepare for them, and I can check if I had them due, an assignment due that day. I can check all the homework for all my classes on that date. I already checked this one, so there's nothing here for me to click on, but if I have not checked it yet, there'll be one of those green buttons for me to review their homework. So like I said, nothing is gone from the calendar. It's all still there. They just added this new calendar that, again, many teachers don't like, but that's okay. Just ignore the big calendar and come over to the little calendar on the left. They do have a way to search for classes. I don't see myself ever using this, but if you do, you would have to first deselect all classes and then type the class name that you would be looking for. One thing to keep in mind is it is case sensitive for some reason. I don't know why. I've never seen any app or software that requires you to search with the correct uppercase or lowercase, but in ClassIn, they do require that. So if I'm looking for Sophia, I would have to type it exactly the way I wrote the class, Sophia. And then I could see Sophia's classroom. I could click on it. I have multiple, so I think it's her second one. If I click on hers, I would only see her classroom for that week, and I can go further into other weeks and find all of Sophia's classrooms. But I'm probably not going to use that. So I can erase that and just click back on all classes. And now it is showing all of my classes. Of course, I have teacher and student selected. I don't need that because I'm not a student, but I can keep it checked. It's not a big deal. So again, don't worry, everything is still there. Use the little calendar, ignore the big calendar. Bye, everyone.